Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this channel, Unyistitches, we upload sewing tutorials, pattern drafting, sewing tips, sewing tricks, and sewing techniques. So in today's tutorial, we want to learn how to cut and sew a long Bubu gown, as you can see it on the screen. So what you need is the material you are using. You can see my material, your measuring tape, your rulers, your scissors, and your tailor's chalk. Then the measurements needed will be your shoulder measurement, your bust measurement, your waist measurement, hip measurement, and the full length of the gown. And you will need your armhole measurement. So without wasting much of our time, let's go straight into the tutorial. The first thing to do is for you to fold your material. I'm cutting both the front and the back together, and there is a joining at the center front. As you can see, there is a joining and opening, and also an opening at the center front. So since I'm cutting both the front and the back together, this is the one I'm using for the back piece. The back piece will be 1. So it's on 4, as you can see. It's on 4. So I folded it into 2. And this is the ones I'm using for my front. I've cut it open already. As you can see, this is 2 pieces for the front end. So the first thing I will do, I will draw a straight line that will serve as my shoulder line. So that is my shoulder line. So I will draw another line which will serve as my bust line. So from my shoulder line to my bust line is 10 inches. You can mark yours as well. Can you see this space that I'm leaving for the center front? This will be for the joining. The same way you will keep for zipper or button allowance. So that is why the bag is not starting from the front. I'm using this to join the center front, that there is a joining. So I will mark my 10 inches for my bust line. I will connect it to have a straight line. Then I will mark my waist line, which is 17 inches. So after marking my waist line, the next line will be my hip line. The hip line I'm working with is 26 inches. Then the next line will be my full length. The full length I'm working with will be 58 inches. After marking all my vertical lines, I will impute my shoulder measurement. The cloth will be cut together safe. So I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement, starting from where I have this, my back measurement, my center back, not from this side. So I will place my 8.5 inches, which is the shoulder measurement, divided by 2. Shoulder measurement is 17, and I divide by 2, that's 8.5. And I need a sleeve length of 7 inches. With folding, make it 8 inches. I will impute my neck measurement. For the back, it will be 3.5 by 1 inch. So I will connect that is for the back. After cutting the back, then we will mark for the front. Then I'm going to slope my shoulder line by 1.5 inch for the front, then 1 inch for the back. So I'm going to connect this, my shoulder slope, to my neck lead. So the next thing will be for me to mark my sleeve opening. I need sleeve opening of 7.5 inches. When I add my joining allowance of 1 inch, then I'll open it here. draw a straight line as well. Okay. The next thing is for me to impute my bust measurement. Because I'm working with, when I divide it by 4, that will give me 10.25. Then I'll add 1 inch is allowance. The gown is not tight gown. So I'll mark my 10.25. I'll add 1 inch is allowance. I'll go to my waist. When I divide the waist I'm working with by 4, I have 8.75. And I mark my 8.75. Add 1 inch is allowance. Then I will go to my hip. The hip I'm working with is 10.75. When I divide it by 4, note that you are dividing all your horizontal measurements by 4. Then I'll add my 1 inch is allowance. Then the full length will be the same measurement of the hip line. Can you see? So the next thing I will do now will be for me to add my seam allowance. I'm going to make use of 2 inch for my joining seam allowance. For my folding allowance, the down part, I'm going to make use of 1.5 inches. So now let's work on the sleeve. So here on this sleeve line, I'm going to minus 1 inch from here. To help the sleeve to balance well, then I will connect it this way. Can you see? I'm going to mark 1 inch downward. Then I will curve my sleeve this way. Can you see? So I will go ahead now and cut my fabric, then we will work on the fronts. I'm going to add my shoulder joining allowance of 1/2 inch. I want to mark for the fronts before cutting it off. The front I'm sloping 1.5. I'll join it to the leg width. I'll go ahead and notch my bottom point, which is my waist, my hip, and the bust line. So I'm going to install my pocket just 1 inch below my waistline. So I'll make that point as well. I'll take off the back panel, then work on my front panel. For my neckline, for the front. As you can see, the neckline is V neckline with a collar. You can see on the screen. So I want the opening for the V to be 8. So this is 7 or 11. Or mark it. You can decide to make yours more than that depending on what you want. So I'll just connect it to my neck weight. So for the turning, since I'm going to turn using 0.5, that's why I'm marking the 0.5 up. Instead of it to go down, I mark it up so that it doesn't expose my cleavage. I'll cut it now. So this is my front. We're going to join the front panel. As you can see, I place right side facing each other. These are the two front panels. So right side facing each other, and make sure that I match my notch line together. So I will use the joining allowance that I kept for the front, which was 2 inches. So my front opening, I'm going to keep about 12 inches. So I'll mark where I have my 12 inches. That is to say, I'm going to sew all the way up. Then I'm starting here all the way up. So I've joined it. Can you see? So we go open it up and iron it. This is the outside. I'm going to iron it open now. Then I'll bring it and show you what next to do. So I've ironed it, as you can see. So the next thing will be for me to cut the material that I will use to turn the neck for both the front and the back. Place it right side facing each other. Can you see? Take it off, then I will mark about 2 inches. Can you see? This is for the front. So I'll go ahead and interface this. I'll cut for the back also. So this is for the back. I will place my right side facing each other the same way I did for the front. I'll align it. Then I'll go ahead and draw the neckline. Then following the neckline, I will mark 2 inches downward. Can you see? I'll go ahead and cut it out. So I'll go ahead and interface this. So I have interfaced it. Can you see? I have interfaced for the both front and the back. So I will first work on my back panel. I will drop it, then I will turn it right side facing each other. I'm going to pin it down. Then I will stitch using 0.5 inch. I'll do same for my front panel. So I'll just sew it. Then after sewing it, what I'll do will be for me to turn it open this way. I'm going to top stitch on this other side, not on my main fabric. On this other side, I will top stitch. I will slit it open. So I'll go to my ironing board. I'll turn it this way. Then I'll iron it. Can you see how neat it looks like? I've ironed the neck. Can you see? I've gum it. This is the neck. The next thing will be for me to join the shoulder. So I'll grab my back piece. I'll place it right side facing each other. I'm going to pin it down. So I'll go to my sewing machine. I will use the 0.5 inch that I added for the joining of the shoulder. I will sew it. I'll attach at the shoulder. So what I'll do next will be for me to fold my sleeve. I'll fold the both sleeve by folding it in this way. Then I will top stitch for the both sleeve. So I'll fold my sleeve. Can you see? The next thing now will be for me to measure my collar, because the gown has a collar. I want my collar to be 3.5 downward from my shoulder towards my center front. So I will mark the 3.5. This is where I have 3.5. Mark same on this other side, 3.5 inches. Then I'll go ahead and measure what I have from this point this way to this other point. For the collar, remember we measured was 17.5. So the 17.5, I added 1 inch for the joining this way, and the width of my collar, I want it to be 2 inches. So when I fold it this way, it will be 2 inches. I'm using 0.5 to join this other end and 0.5 to join this other end. So what I have here is 5 inches. So 18.5 by 5 inches. I'll go to my ironing board. I'm going to interface this. Then I will bring it and show you what to do next. So I have interfaced it. Can you see? So I'll go ahead now. I'll go to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew it this way and this way. So what I'll do now is for me to grab my fabric. Then I make sure that I notch my center back. Can you see? I've notched the center back, and then I notch the center of my collar. So I'll just carry it and place right side facing each other. I'm going to pin it following my seam allowance. I'll pin it all through to where it stops. Then I will do the same to this other way, and I will sew it. So after attaching the collar, I'm going to join my side seam. Remember, we made use of 2 inches for the joining allowance. So I've marked my joining allowance for the both sides. So I'll go to my sewing machine and join it now. So this is the final outcome. Can you see? I have hemmed it also I've joined the side seam. Everything is ready. So this is the final outcome of our beautiful gown. Can you see how neat it looks like? Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to our channel and turn on your notification bell so that once I upload new sewing tutorial, you'll be first to be notified. See you on our next video. Bye bye.